From the bottom of my heart, you guys, thank you so much.
Thank you for watching
For watching this guy's channel,
No,
Jody's
my God.
channel.
Jody's Corner.
No.
My favorite.
Thank you so much.
YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Jody Joe. Welcome to Jody's Corner. I am Jody Joe. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in to this movie review. But first, stay tuned after the video because I'm going to unbox what seems to be a poster. I've kind of been doing that lately on my channel. So like when someone sends me something for mail day, I have a lot other ones that I'm going to put on my uploads. So I thought I would shed some light on them and open this up. You know, open up packages at the end of my video. Shout out to Cameron117 in my last video for sending me Game of Thrones collection season 1 through 4 Blu-ray Dolby Steelbooks. Look at that. Shout out to Cameron117. That was on the last video. Go ahead and check it out now. But alright, let's go ahead and get right into the while we're here. This is going to be a movie review for It Chapter 2. Yes, that's what we're here for. It Chapter 2. I just got finished seeing it about 20 minutes ago, and it really feels like I got finished watching a marathon of a mediocre TV show. I'm sorry to say it, but yeah, it looks like that most of the critique that this film got is warranted, but I think that it might have been misplaced in the way they told, in the way they said it. So let me go ahead and say that overall, you know, we understand this is chapter 2, the first part of this franchise where the kids were all young, terrorized, as you know, the 2017 hit that made $700 something million. This is part 2. This is 27 years later, back to Derry, California. Mike sticks around, calls everybody else to come back. Everybody says, all right, let's go back and let's finish this Pennywise the clown and get rid of him once for all. The shining light of this movie is two things. There's two shining lights. Number one is going to have to be the way they have the chemistry that these characters have, right? So, hands down, Bill Hader is the heart of this movie. He's the funniest, and he's great. They have a sense of camaraderie, like kind of like a Goonies type of feel. The way they hit jokes on each other and laugh and hang out and talk, and the way they're loose with each other, and it feels good watching that. It reminds me of me and my friends, but that's not enough to save this movie. It's really not, because that's really one of the more shining things, and the second one is obvious. It's that freaking clown. Pennywise the clown is the best part of this movie. But this movie is bogged down so much by fluff, just empty fluff, that even Mr. Skarsgård, he overstays his welcome. This movie, it does rely a lot on jump scares too. It relies a lot on jump scares to get you out your seat. Oh, that scared me. And it goes right back to it's completely a jump scare heavy film. There's not much suspense. There's not much on the edge of your seat. There's a lot of times in this long, felt like 3-hour film, is that there's a lot of just, you know, staring at boredom. This film could have gotten so much better if you took 45 minutes out of it. I swear, if you made this film, here's an example of how a film gets better the more you take from it. It's like a freaking hole. If you take 45 minutes out of this, make this a 2-hour film or an hour and 50-minute film, then you're dealing with a good paced, straight to it story that gets the job done. So much bloatware up in this thing. It's like one of those phones that come with so many apps, like Verizon. Say you get a Verizon phone that got 20 Verizon apps in your OS to slow your phone down. I don't want this shit. You want to get rid of it because it'll run smoother and it'll run better without it. That's exactly what this movie is. It's so much story and so much narrative choices they chose to make, but didn't really need to be made. It's almost as if they were really trying to get so much of the book and the original story from the 90s and put that into this film because they felt like they had to. Like they felt it feels like they felt the need to appease us. When in actuality, they could have just really stood on the actors alone and let them carry the film. Just the actors, just the characters we have in Pennywise. I think those were the shining lights, and they should have made the story to revolve around them. And they didn't. They fluffed it up with so much. There were so many times in here I was just bored, almost fighting sleep, because there were so many dull moments throughout. And you know what I'm saying? You'll get that jump scare every 10, 15 minutes. And then it mellows out. Jump scare, mellow out. Jump scare, mellow out. To the point where it makes Pennywise overstay his welcome. By the first hour, I'm like, okay, this is cool. By hour 2, I'm like, all right, this is already getting old. Okay, you're going to jump out of this with a kooky face. It's like this film and the graphic designers and the CG artists that did the CG for Pennywise's face were trying to one-up themselves. Oh, how do I make a nastier face this time? How do I gross them out this time? What do I pop up out of nowhere out of this door to scare them with? What can I top myself with? It's a contest of how do I scare you better? But you're not scaring us. A jump scare is a cheap thing. You know what I'm saying? And not one of them got me. Not one of them had me like, ugh. You know what I'm saying? They woke me up more, but not one of them had me, scared or jumpy. So it failed on that front. Is it better than the first It? Heck no. Does it have a little bit better character moments? No. Is it scarier? They're both equally as scary in my opinion, which is both equally low on the scary totem pole. So they're about the same. I mean, the first It kind of relied on jump scares, but it was a little more creative. These ones are a little bit more like, come on, like you're just. And then towards the end of the film, the third act is completely weird. Like it's nonsensical. It's like really, it's just stupid. Like the ideas that they were coming up with, the plan. They added this element into the film of how Pennywise got here and the beings that defeated him and the beings that and the way he is to be defeated. I mean, just not interested in that at all, man. It was just whack and just uninteresting, and then towards the end of the film it had no legs to stand on. It was literally for nothing. And there's a lot of elements in here that are literally for nothing. And the only thing that I have to stand on is my enjoyment of like Jessica Chastain and other characters like that. Jessica Chastain did a great job, I think. And now I know why Jessica Chastain did this film, because honestly, I think Amy Adams is above this movie. It would have been a bad look for her career, in my opinion, seeing Amy Adams with the rest of these people doing these shenanigans. I feel like Amy Adams is bigger and better than that. So this is a good dodge for Amy. I don't know if she wanted it or tried to get it. I know Jessica wanted it. But this is a good look that Amy didn't do this. The Old Spice guy, I mean, he was cool. He did a good job. Bill Hader was the best, in my opinion. He was funny. But then again, the jokes were in the way. Like, they were going out of the way to be a little bit too funny. I mean, where the comedy was taking over the serious tone at some points. I mean, some points where someone's literally about to get hacked off to death and bitten alive, and a joke comes out. Like, you're literally about to come and kill us, or imminent dangers affecting one of your friends, and you're cracking jokes. And the audience is laughing. They're kind of funny, but it's like, it's a tonal confusing thing. It confuses the tone and the way the audience members should feel. If I'm in a scene of terror, I should feel that terror throughout. The joke takes me out of that terror and it takes me somewhere else that I shouldn't go in this horror movie. So it's combobulated, this film. This film's got a lot going on. Has a lot going on, and I just think that they could have done a lot better. I really do. And and we talked about this in the live stream, and yeah, I asked the question, is this film a victim of big Hollywood budget sequel takeover? What I mean by that is, the first It did well, incredibly well. It had a very small budget and it grossed over $700 million. That's an insane hit for Warner Brothers. Good job, kudos. But I think that Warner Brothers came through and was, hey, man, how do we make this bigger and better and just louder and just more? Bigger big budget producers. I'm increasing the budget. I'm putting the directors here. More production. This, that. Can you add this in there? Can you add that? They just got their hands all over it, feels like to me, and it just lost the essence of what it was. Now, don't get me, the director was fine. You know, he's going to be directing the Flash movie. I think this film was competently directed. I feel like the writer of this movie is going to hold an L. That's the biggest L for someone employed on this film is the writer. The writer holds a huge L for the story, the screenplay, all that shit. L. But yeah, I'm just not really positive on this. I really don't like this movie that much. It's something that I would just let go out of my mind. And to be honest with you guys, I don't know what I should do as far as recommendations. Some of you guys, you know, you look forward to that, to seeing what my opinion is on it. Honestly, me, I wouldn't spend my money on this as far as $15 freaking ticket. You know, out here in LA, it's expensive. You guys in New York and other places, it's expensive to go to the movies, man. Take your family and take your girl. I don't know. I can't. It's hard for me to say go ahead and spend that money to go ahead and watch this movie. I think you could wait. You should wait for Redbox or whatever they're doing, rental on demand. It's definitely on that level. It doesn't need to be seen in theaters. But I don't knock you if you do. I just wouldn't spend my money on it. And I didn't. I had a free credit for my Cinemark Rewards app. Crazy, right? Yeah, so that's my overall take on the film. And if I had to give it a grade, which I always do, I always grade the films. You guys know what's up. I would have to give it a C-. Mediocre. This film is. That's sad, man. That's sad. 2019 has been shaping up like 2018, and 2018 like 2017 and 16. These last 4 years for film have not been great. Films are taking L's out here. 2019, the biggest ever. Disney, this. Oh, you've been lying about your numbers. Oh, the box office is, we're down 4% from the last year, which was also down. Oh, not a good look for box office. And I do think Netflix is a part of that. You know, Netflix is disrupting. Netflix, Hulu, you know, everybody's doing their streaming services. So definitely I would pass on this as far as your money is concerned. And that's it for the review. I'm going to go ahead and open up this thing right here, thingamabob. It's something small, you know what I'm saying? It's just something to open. It's dope. And I can't really see what subscriber. It came from a fulfillment center, so they probably just ordered it online and sent it to me. So let's go ahead and see what it is. What did somebody send me? We know it's a poster, right? Because this is a poster packaging. But what is it, eh? What is it? What poster? Please, sir, can I have some more? What? Please, sir, can I? Oh, that's sweet. That's truly sweet of you. What date was this sent? May. That's very nice. That's really sweet. Oh, they're showing Game of Thrones love out here. That's very sweet. With the best character of the show. Solidified the greatest character of the show now, in my opinion, because especially with the way he went out. Jorah the Andal. Jorah of the House Mormont. Strategist, battle commander, and second to his Khaleesi. Fought, thrived, lived, honored, served, and died for his Khaleesi. This show makes me sad, man. And thinking about what they did to him hurts my feelings. Thank you so very much for sending that poster to me. Thank you guys so very much for watching Jody's Corner. Subscribe if you like the content. Like the video because it helps the channel. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I'm Jody Joe, and I'm out this thing, man. Deuces.